Today, on the Tom Kearin Channel, nothing and no one creates, competes, wins, or loses in your reality except you. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Tom Kearin Channel in studios of Be Something Wonderful, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, good morning and welcome back to the Tom Kearin Channel. Here we are in the Dutch Caribbean on the beautiful island of Bonaire with another powerful video. Questions came up around the idea of competition in your reality, the idea of competing with others in your reality, competing to win a certain lottery, or competing to win a certain game or competition, competing to win a certain job where there are other candidates or other apparent candidates, competing to win the love of a specific person where there are others or third parties. And I just want to remind you, I want to start here with the title of this video, that remember, nothing and no one creates, competes, or wins or loses in your reality except you. It's your reality, all of it. I am reality and there is no other. You are reality and there is no other. Before I made this video, I made a note just as I was about to shoot this video, and I wanted to read this for you before I forgot to make this point, that remember, there's only source or God. In other words, creation is finished. The idea that these spiritual teachers talk about means existence just is. It's pure latent potential, awareness or consciousness. That's what's real. That's the all that the Kabbalion talked about, as we've pointed out in other videos. The teachings of ancient Greece and ancient Egypt, the Hermetic teachings of the Kabbalion. We've talked about those in other videos. This all, this one source, this one reality is you. You are the only reality. You are what is real. Everything else is you experiencing yourself as that reality. It's the experience of reality as reality. Hear this. So everything else is experience of and as all that is. So the idea that happens many times is we confuse or mistaken the experience for reality. We're not saying that the physical experiences, the drama and the trauma, the happy and the sad, all of these experiences, all of these manifested experiences, we're not saying they're not real experiences. What we're saying is they're not what they seem. They're not reality. You are. Experience is your experience as reality and of reality, or your experiences of reality and as reality, is and are real. As I've said many times, it's like you standing in front of your physical mirror at home. Since you are real, or if you are real, or since you are real, your reflection is real. In other words, it's a real experience, but it's not source, it's not reality, it's not ultimate reality. And so we over-identify with those projections and reflections and experiences, confusing them for the reality, the ultimate reality that we are, the ultimate source that we are. You are reality. You are what is real. This is where I want to start today. And the question comes up, well, but if I am God, then I should just be able to deny any illusion of physical conditions or circumstances or reality. I should just be able to ignore it or pretend that it doesn't exist because it's not real anyway. But remember, what does illusion mean? It simply means it's not what it seems or appears to be. It's a real experience, but it's not the ultimate reality. Like you standing in front of the mirror, you are what's reality or what's real. The reflection is just a real experience of you as reality. Wow. So there are no ifs or buts about it. But if I am God, then, or if 3D physical reality is just an illusion, then. But there are no ifs or buts about it. Since you are God, and since 3D reality is not what it seems or appears to be, this means nothing and no one has any power or authority over you in your reality. You are the one absolute law and source and creator of all of it. You determine what all those experiences mean. Cause equals effect, one source, one power, you. You are cause and effect at the same time. You are all that is. This means that nothing and no one creates, competes, wins or loses in your reality except you. The idea of winning the lottery, I think one of you asked that question. Well, what about the collective, the global collective? What happens with them? What about the shared reality? There can only be one winner. But remember what we've talked about, that there is no one collective shared reality. There's just you, the center of all that is, creating the people, events, and circumstances, or creating the idea of a shared reality, creating a reality of others with whom to share, creating a reality of others with whom to compete. In other words, it's all you. You're only ever competing against you as the source that you are. There is no competition whatsoever. You are the collective. You are the shared reality. Each point of consciousness creates their own reality, but it's all of it is all that is. You're creating it from your viewpoint or perspective as all that is. And so some of you ask, well, is there more than one physical reality? But here's the thing. Physical reality is simply a projection or reflection of you as source. It's not out there. There's no more than one or even one physical reality out there. It's you experiencing yourself as source, as cause, as reality itself. So it's not about denying or ignoring or pretending anything. This is the teachings of the Kabbalion that I've talked about in a recent Be Something Wonderful video. And what is it about then? It's about alchemizing and transmuting 3D physical reality. In other words, those conditions or those circumstances or reflections or projections are always changing. But it's not about pretending that they're not a real experience or ignoring them, since others and spiritual teachers call them an illusion, or denying them because they're not real. They're a real experience. The physical experience is a real experience. It's just not reality. It's not the ultimate reality of who you are. This is what we've always meant by this. The Kabbalion states this: transmutation, not presumptuous denial, is the weapon of the master. Who's the master here? The physically focused you, as I am awareness. You are the master. So it's not presumptuous denial. I'm just going to deny it because it's not real anyway. It's just an illusion. None of it really matters. But it's a real experience. It's you as source experiencing yourself. And that experiencing is real, but it's just not reality. Why? Because what changes is not real. What begins and ends is not real. What is born and dies is not real or reality. It's a real experience, but only what is changeless, limitless, absolute is real. Only the one truth of the all, what the Kabbalion called the all, is reality. Everything else is an experience of and as that one reality. In other words, only I am real, or only I am is real. Only I am reality, or in other words, only I am is reality. And A Course in Miracles says it beautifully. Nothing real can be threatened. The existence of source that you are could never be threatened. It's changeless. It's limitless. It's never tainted or affected by anything. And then it goes on to say, and nothing unreal exists. In other words, non-existence doesn't exist. Nothing unreal exists because non-existence doesn't exist. There's only you as existence, as creation, experiencing yourself from a different vantage point or viewpoint in every moment, a different perspective. That experience is real. It's a real experience, but it's not reality. Why? Because it's always changing. Because it's never the same. What's real doesn't change. What's real, or God, or love, is unconditional, doesn't change. And A Course in Miracles goes on to say, herein lies the peace of God. Everything else other than that, other than the reality that you are, is experience of and as reality, or you experiencing yourself of and as reality. The others out there that you're creating, you create the versions of those others as all that is, with whom to interact, with whom to compete. You see this, right? With whom to create a collective or a shared reality, with whom to share your reality. Don't get confused, right? Don't get confused. Everything else is a real experience. Everything else is a real experience, but it's not reality. Only you are. Hear it again. We've talked about it in many different ways. Nothing and no one creates or competes or wins or loses in your reality except you. It's all you. You create it all. It's all from your perspective. Nothing and no one has any power or authority whatsoever over you in your reality, period. No exceptions. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Tom Kearin Channel in studios of Be Something Wonderful, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, thank you for being with us. We're wrapping things up here in the Dutch Caribbean on the beautiful island of Bonaire, and we're moving back to the States, to our studios in the States. We're returning with more content coming, and we're going to be scheduling a live stream, a live event in a few weeks, our next live event on the Be Something Wonderful membership channel. Stay tuned, a lot more content coming. With great love, with great light and infinite gratitude, this is Tom Kearin here on the Tom Kearin Channel in the studios of Be Something Wonderful in the Dutch Caribbean on the beautiful island of Bonaire. Until next time, we'll see you soon.